Hello everyone, it is Pat with our Oracle card reading and messages for this upcoming week. Today's the 6th of September and I hope you had a lovely week. And I'm actually back in my own home backyard now. It's a lovely and beautiful day out, so I thought I'd come out here to do the reading. I had a lovely vacation time up there in Maine, and it was beautiful weather all week, and it was a nice time to be by the ocean. So, and the cards actually that came out for last week, there was it was the Collect Baron Reed cards, Wisdom of the Oracle, and I know there was Round and Round for middle of the week and Come to the Edge, Taking a Risk, and I found that did come to fruition for me. The Round and Round came up more in the sense of my brother and his wife and I were bouncing ideas around, and different ways of doing something. So, but we did in the end ultimately take a risk and move forward with something. So that's how it came to a fruition for us. But anyways, it wasn't entirely a pattern thing. But it's always interesting to me to see the cards that come up and to see how they show up in your day-to-day, how they show up in your world, your own personal world. So anyways, let's see. Since I'm back at home, I have my Archangel Oracle cards that I'll be pulling for us this week. And today I pulled out the fairy cards, my mixed fairy deck, and the Oracle of the Mermaids. So we'll see what's going on for this coming week. What messages do we have? And gosh, maybe I'll even do a separate one for the month of September. September, October, November, looking ahead. So let's see. But archangels, who's overseeing us this week? Who do we need to call upon? What are your messages for us? Okay. Haniel with this message of sensitivity. And I've noticed that as well since this full moon was around at the beginning of the month. It's been very emotional. And you know, it's like a major chapter. When a major chapter in your life comes to an end and there's a new one that's starting. And I think I mentioned last week that endings and beginnings do often come with the full moons. I mean, things can come to an end. It's time to release and let go of things. And that can bring a lot of emotions with it. Maybe why I'm so brought out the mermaids, because the element of water is associated with emotions. But so Haniel's letting you know extra sensitivity to energies and emotions right now. So honor yourself and your feelings. Take that time out to sit with your feelings. It's not always an easy thing to do. Sometimes I find that I keep searching around for something to watch or something to read or something that's going to ease an underlying feeling that I have, and then I have to remind myself to just stop and just sit with it and acknowledge it and immerse myself in it and work with it, and then it usually will move on from there, or I ask the angels for help with it. But and Haniel is an angel that works with the cycles of the moon. She helps us to work with the energies of the full moon and the new moon, etc. So with moon cycles. So just know if you're feeling very emotional right now, maybe there's things that just, make you cry so much more easily than they normally do. Or maybe your emotions are up and down. Sometimes you're feeling kind of worried and sad and teary, and then other times you're fine. You might be going back and forth between those two. Or maybe it's on the flip side. Maybe all the energies that are going on in the world, because it's a tumultuous time. You might find that it's leaving you feeling a bit cranky or short with people. Either way, it's a sign to take some time and space out to nurture yourself. And getting outdoors on these really nice, beautiful days at this time of year is, I mean, maybe you're doing that already, and if you are, great. But it's a great way to process those feelings and help to buffer some of that sensitivity to get outdoors in nature, you know. So anyways, let's see if there's any other message. I feel like I want to call upon them again to see if there's any other message they have for us this week. So, but with honey, when that card comes up, it's kind of like, don't beat yourself up for being so sensitive, you know. There's a lot of, there's a lot of angry energy in the world right now. And, you know, I'm sure we haven't seen the end of protests and riots. I'm sorry to say, I don't think we've seen the end of that. I hope they don't get violent, and although just calling something a riot indicates that there would be violence associated with it. Oh, here's another one. Spread your wings. Okay. So Ariel came in with this message, and she says, don't hold back right now. The timing is perfect, and you're ready to soar. So that message will often come up when there's, maybe when there's an opportunity that's come up for you, and you're hesitating on it. And you're like, oh, should I really do this? Is it really the right thing? And she's like, yeah. Now's the time not to hold back. Don't procrastinate. Don't hold back. Keep moving forward. Ariel's an angel of courage. Okay. Haniel, I believe, Gabriel's the angel of strength. I have to look up what Haniel means. But Ariel is an archangel of courage, very similar to Archangel Michael. And it's a very symbolic image. It's like the mama bird who's pushing the little birdie out of the nest to learn how to fly. So, maybe a good time for you to take a risk, be a little daring, get out there, do something different. So do something out of your normal routine. But, it certainly speaks to those of us like myself who have kids who have gone off to college or school. And despite the pandemic stuff that's going on now, it's time for them to spread their wings and leave the nest, in whatever other nest they've jumped into, in their new school environment. It's time for them to spread their wings in a way where it's, in the sense that they're stepping out of the home nest. Now, we all hope and pray with the whole pandemic that's going on right now, that it will be safe and guidelines will be put in place. I know where my son went off to school. In fact, I've got my shirt today. Well, it's the Black Bears. He went off to the University of Maine, and they call it Black Bear Nation. But in places like that, it's the outbreak. It's not that they haven't had any cases, but they've been very few, and they've really gotten on top of it. So, anyways, my heart goes out to all of you, all of us who have children going off to school, and no matter what grade level they're in, maybe you're even homeschooling them, but it's about new experiences. Spreading your wings is about stepping into new experiences or opportunities that come your way, and finding the courage, maybe to step forward in a new direction. Okay, so it might be time to, spread your wings in the sense of stepping out into areas where you can reach more people, stepping into new communities, connecting with new communities of people, like-minded people, and stepping into areas where you can share your knowledge and you can reach more people with it. Okay? All right, let's see what the fairies want to tell us. Okay, so first we have Ask Your Angels for Help. It says, this is a guardian angel card, really. I have that mixed into that deck too. Request that your guardian angels help you and trust the messages you receive from them. So it's a reminder from them, a little message to not to forget to ask them. This card is sticking out. New career. Oh boy, that's always exciting. And it says, Your work focus is shifting in a positive, new, and successful direction. And look at the beautiful green color all around that. So this may be going out to some of you who have been exploring new job opportunities, new career opportunities. They're coming up for you. There's some opportunities coming up that may be part of the opportunity that this card is referring to, okay? Or maybe you're just feeling the need to explore something new for yourself. But it indicates that there's a shift going on within you, and that's part of what you're wanting to explore for yourself. Maybe you're just ready for a change, okay? So I feel like for some of you, that's going to be some good news for you to hear. There's a new career to embark upon, okay? Woo. All right, let's see what other messages the fairies have for us this week. And sometimes that card, that new career card, doesn't mean that you're leaving your current job, or career. If it's a good, solid base job for you, sometimes it represents, like a little side gig opportunity that comes up for you, side hustle that you find really enjoyable. So it is kind of in its own way like a new career. But, the reality is, when I'm sensing with this pandemic, so many businesses got shut down, and so many some jobs that were in place before have now gone by the wayside, and people are having to look for new careers. So, and they're taking the time to explore new careers, maybe that have come out of having to work remotely, or maybe they developed them in the time of having been quarantined and they couldn't get out, or so who knows, but there's new career areas and new careers that are, I feel like they're being developed. There's new careers that have come out of this time of adversity. Because we all had to stay home, a lot of people had to work remotely. Many restaurants and businesses had to adapt to being contactless and find new ways of doing that in order to stay in business, and to, if they were an essential business, so they could still be of service to people. So new careers have come out of that. It will bring, it's spawning or dawning new areas for, future careers. Okay, let's see, fairies. Okay. Anything else coming out? Okay, we get the patience card. Patience. And it says what you're asking for is coming about. So just have patience, as there's unseen factors that need to occur first. And what's so perfect about this image on the card is this is a fairy who's like, either just growing her wings or is growing new wings. So the form is there, but they're not completely like filled in yet. Not completely formed and firm. It's just kind of like the outline of them is there. So, this card comes up when either with a person or situation in your life, there's just a little more patience that's needed. They're telling you that things are coming together. It is going to work out. But, all the pieces of the puzzle haven't quite come together yet. And sometimes it's a matter of divine timing. Things need to, they need to fall into place. It's kind of like, if you're building a house, if you've built the structure, you can't put on doors before you've put on walls. You need to build a foundation first, then you need to frame it out, then you can put the walls on. But if all it has is the structure, you can't decorate a room until the structure and the walls are up. So it's kind of a little bit what but be patient. It's coming along. The structure of it is there. It's starting to come together. So hang in there. Okay. So, and I would say that's either in some situation in your life or maybe in a relationship. If you're concerned about a child's development, or concerned about their sensitivity and emotional issues at this time. It's urging you to have some patience with it. Some children, some people take longer to adjust to changes in their situation, in their life situation, than others. And so, but if you're patient, it is going to work out well, okay? And this person or this child will benefit from it, okay? There's a growth process involved in some situation for somebody out there. That's what I'm feeling about that. So be patient. It's going to work out, but growth is in this image, what they show you, like the growth of her wings, or even in the transformation of a caterpillar to a butterfly. There's a process of growth and change that's involved. The structure of it is there. Ultimately, the caterpillar will become the butterfly when it's in that chrysalis period. But it goes through a little bit of change and adaptation, and even a little bit of adversity as a butterfly tries to pull itself out of that chrysalis. So that's what the patience is have patience. It will get there. Okay. Anything else? Oh, okay. Okay. So there's two that spilled out again. So higher consciousness is about acknowledging and connecting with your intuition about it, okay? With what that power greater than yourself, your own higher consciousness is, your intuition is telling you. Go with your feeling, go with your gut about things. Trust your ability to see how the energy is flowing with something, okay? And then this last card, your desire is within reach. So have faith as everything is working out in your favor, which is a wonderful final message to get with those. We're in a process of manifesting and bringing in the new. Last week we had the full moon, which brings about the releasing of things. And so that the new can enter, which I talked about a lot last week. And now that's what these cards are all indicating is, we're in the process now of the new coming in. New developments are coming. New developments are coming along, new in the form of new offers, new careers, both at a personal level, I think, and in the world at large. New developments are taking place in the world at large. Of course, all of our desire for the world right now would be to get past this pandemic, and for our world to get back into more balance and peace and harmony again. So it's my hope that that's what this means, okay? In whatever form that shows up. Okay, we have to trust the angels and the spirit about that sometimes. Now let's see what the mermaids. Which mermaid card is going to speak to us today? Okay. All right, mermaids. They're just such beautiful cards. They're by Lucy Cavendish. Okay. Ooh, all right, this one wanted to pop out. Guide. Okay, and it says, a guide, mentor, a trustworthy ally. And as you look at that card, it shows like two women mermaids talking, but it's that person that you reach out to, that you take into your confidence, or that you seek out for their, to bounce something off of them. Maybe it's someone who knows you really well, and you can you know me, am I crazy? This is how I'm feeling about this. And, they'll tell you if you're being, they're that friend or that person or that confidant that can be truthful and honest with you, in a way that you feel safe with, okay? So let's see what the mermaid cards have to say about it. 38. Let's see. Okay, when working with spirit guides, we have noticed you are often encouraged by your spiritual teachers to hand over your trust and your own guidance systems to these invisible gurus. In some cases, this can be worthwhile. In others, the very best guides are those who create strength within you and who never seek to overtake your own willpower and your own mindset. We are encouraging you to ask questions, observe, and to examine the suggestions and the insights they offer you. There are quality guides, and there are ones who may not be a good frequency match for you. And we mermaids have seen too often people become overwhelmed and drowned by their capacity to give their complete trust away. Even we must sometimes check in and discuss with others, for we so often trust more willingly than is wise. Know that your guide may not be in agreement with you. That truly, like the ocean and her strength and her tides and currents and rips and waves, she or he may challenge you greatly. But it is often through these challenges that you are taught. Simply be sure they are not feeding off your energy or overwhelming your own energy field and your own mental, emotional, and spiritual independence. Check in with how you feel after each message or session with a guide, and when in doubt, take time out. We will help you if you wish by leading one to you via water, via your emotions. And speaking of water, always acknowledge your emotional response. When they come, and once there is trust, they can guide you to us, to Lemuria, to Atlantis, to beautiful Wise, and to many other water worlds. This is the magic of guidance. So, it does also say in here that it heralds the arrival of someone you can trust. Okay, it might be a professional, or it just might be that a great new friend, or but it's just indicative that there's, someone that you can reach out to. Okay, heralds the arrival of one who you can trust. So that's always good to know, and it's really helpful to have if you are, thinking about making a big change in your life. And if you're taking that risk, if you're, like the card from Archangel Ariel, if you're getting that courage to spread your wings and dive into something new or a new career, having that guide can be very helpful. So they're letting you know that that person may be there for you. Okay, signals the arrival of someone. So anyways, those are our messages for this week. Thank you all so much for watching. And I look forward to speaking with you again next week. I hope you have a lovely, rest of the Labor Day weekend. If you're here in the United States, we all have one more day off. So take care, everyone.